Hey everybody. So if you watch the replay later, you're gonna see me chair dancing because when you watch the replay, for some reason you can see once I've gone live on StreamYard, even though I'm not live on Facebook, which you can't see until I'm actually live on Facebook. It's kind of weird. I've kind of figured it out now. Before I wasn't sure like what was actually happening, but I have figured that out. So once I know, at least I'm going to be live on the replay. It's like, should give you all something to look at. Okay, so I told you it was going to be like this. I was actually going to at least put a post in the group to say, hey, I'll be, live in a few minutes. And I was starting to get set up and I realized what time it was because I have a thing at 1:00. So I have like 45 minutes, not even that now. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not even going to take 30 seconds to make a post saying I'm going live. We're just going to go live. So here we are. I can see myself. Okay. It's all good. I'm excited. For today, I wanted to sort of like maximize my time going live. Okay, just because they're sitting on my desk. Are these not the cutest? So you all know I sell on Whatnot, and I got these to have in my. I might use them as giveaways. For Whatnot shows because I think they're fun, but they're just sitting on my desk. I needed to do something today that was going to sort of pull double duty, triple duty. And so we are going to make some tags. So I wanted to show you these because I don't know if I ever showed you all these. I'm acting like, hold on. Hold, please. There we go. Okay. Oh, well, that's also because my camera is like not where it should be. Okay. So these are little gift card tags. They're called pumpkin spice. They're fall themed. I've been struggling with these a little bit, getting them to where the card where you can write on it will actually come out. I need to use double-sided tape with these and not glue. I have figured that out. So I got that one to work, and I need to make the little dangles. Let's see, are these a couple of my mess ups here? Yeah, these are a couple that I've messed up that I need to fix, but like this one's stuck in there because I used glue and not double-sided tape. And then I don't wait for the glue to dry because I have no patience. But where's the one? Oh, here we go. I've got one completely finished. So you've got these little dangles that go down in the little pocket where the gift cards can go and all that. And they're just really cute. So I have a video on my YouTube channel. I actually did these live on Whatnot one day. And that streamed to my YouTube channel. Take that out of there. I've got that. Can go in there. There we go. That blue. Okay. My printer had a stroke. That's weird. Look at that. That blue in it. And so I have a little tutorial on how to do these. Oh, this one's perfect. Okay, so I need to make up some little dangles for these. I need to get this listed. I do not have this kit listed on my Papercraft Socials page, so I need to do that. And then I will make sure you all have the link for that YouTube video. Let me write that down. Tags on website. Okay, but what I want to put together today are these. And this is on my Papercraft Social site. And I know I said I know I said that all of my holiday promos were only going to go to my email list, but I'm going to tell you all about one of them. So right now, I am running a promo. If you, with any purchase of any of my Paper Craft Socials kits, you get this ugly sweater tag kit for free. No code needed or anything. You place the order. I'm just going to pop it in there. So I'm going to put some of these like all the way together, and I needed to record a little tutorial for it anyway to go along with the kit. So I thought, well, I'm going to do this live for everybody. So I got some of it started. You get 2 pages with the ugly sweaters that look like this, and then you get multiple pages of different pattern paper. Any of you who have these kits, you know you have multiple pages of pattern paper that you'll use, and then you'll have some left. And the intent for that is to make your sweaters double-sided. So you cut your sweater out, you glue it to the back of the patterned paper, and then you cut that out. That just makes it easy. That makes it easier. You could trace if you wanted. My tracing skills leave a little bit to be desired, so I don't do it that way. And then we're going to use my little tiny blending tools, and I need to set a timer. 3 minutes. Whew, I'm gonna have to go fast. Y'all know I like to talk. But we're gonna use my tiny blending tool for this. I need a little storage thing for my tiny dollars, because I want to use some red and some green and some pink to ink these edges instead of my typical browns. So we're going to work with Santa's favorite hot mess. Okay, be careful when you have an ink dauber in your hand. Just see if I can fix that. Because we have some suggestions from Serena on how to things to add to these sweaters to make them even funnier, so I might be able to kind of fix that. But these little ones, I think, kind of help get into some of these like little creases and stuff. So I'm using the Distress Candied Apple. I've also got my Lumberjack Plaid out. I'm just going to go around and ink my edges here. One of the things that I've been trying to do when I'm making things double-sided is if both of the pieces are already cut out, I've been inking the pieces before I glue them together, and kind of inking a little bit on the back so that maybe when you glue them together, if they aren't lined up perfectly, even when you trim, you can still see a little bit of white. If you have it inked already, that kind of covers that up. Kind of my goal. It works in some instances. It hasn't worked in every instance, but it's just a technique that I'm trying to see how that works. Okay, so we've got that, right? So you can still see a little white down there. So probably what I will end up doing, I have one handy. I have a red Sharpie. And because that will bug me won't bug everybody. If it doesn't bug you, then don't worry about it. I'm going to take my red Sharpie and do that so that that's filled in. Because, yes, it bugs me. Okay. So like I said, we're just going to do this one sweater because I am a little tight on time. And I apologize for that. I don't like being on here with you all when I can't just kind of be on for as long as I want. That being said, I'd rather be on for any limited amount of time than not be on at all. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry a little bit, and we're gonna add some things onto the back. But we're gonna decide first what I'm adding on the back. I'm gonna end up with red ink all over my fingers. Okay, so we're gonna turn this over. So also in this kit, you have all kinds of little pockets. So you've got two that size. Actually should be 4. Oh, that haven't come out yet. So you've got 4 this size, and you've got 4 of this size, and then you've got multiple of these size tags. You've got multiple of these size tags, and then you've got these little cards, which I don't have cut out yet. So we are going to cut out this resting Grinch face one real quick because this is the one I want to use. I hope everybody is doing well today. If you're catching me on a replay, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I will drop a link to my Papercraft Socials page in the group, and to this. And yes, this counts. If you buy this kit, you will get a second one free. So if you want enough, because you get enough to make, if you want to use the whole thing on the sweaters, right? So if you want to use all the folders, all the little cards and stuff on the sweaters, you get enough to make 4 tags. Now, depending on how you split it up, you can make more than that. But if you want enough to make 8, then if you buy one kit, you will get one for free. What you get with this kit is just ribbon. It's priced at a lower price point, but you will get you get 8, I think, 8-inch pieces of ribbon, so that you have lots to tie onto, and super easy then to add kind of your own embellishments. I'm going to show you one idea. I don't have enough to send it with kits because it came in one of those just bundle things you get from Michael's. It didn't come as a roll. So I don't have very much, but one of the things, and it's so cute, that Serena showed us in her video when she did this, was to take, if you have some rickrack, or those little pieces of ribbon that have the pom-poms on it, and glue it to the sweater, or do anything you can to these little sweater tags to make them even worse. And so that's something really fun that you can do on these as well. There is a corresponding card kit with this. That is what I am teaching in the November One of a Kind event for those of you who hang out with us on that day. It's going to be the Saturday after Thanksgiving this year. And so there's 2 kits actually available. They're the same type of kit with 2 different designs. I'm going to be using the ugly sweater one in the class. So we're going to do double layered pockets here. Here's my here's the big ones. Okay, so trying to figure out what's going to contrast the most so you can see it. I think we'll do that. Right. We'll do double layered pockets on that. I'm going to, I know I have green ink somewhere. I really need to try to find it. I have saltwater taffy already used on my larger daubers. And since I don't need to get into any intricate spaces here, we're going to go ahead and use that. Now, again, remember, as crafters, it's a little hard because we like to make pretty things. But it's an ugly sweater tag, right? So obnoxious is what you're going for. In my opinion. Not everybody's bad. Totally okay. But that's the deal. We're going to add some saltwater taffy on these. And again, inking the edges is completely optional. You're doing it mostly to cover up any white from when you cut. I like it because I just like the look it gives. So I will ink edges even if I don't need to cover up anything. Okay, so we're going to use my score tape here. This is I think this is 5/8 of an inch. No, this is 1/4 inch. So this is my 1/4 inch score tape, and I'm using this because I've started to recognize that when I have pockets and I glue them, I mess it up because I use too much glue. So score tape, 1, you don't have to deal with the drying factor, and 2, you don't have to worry about the glue kind of bleeding out from your into an area where you don't want it, and then now you have glue like sticking to something that's not supposed to stay stuck. I do have to always trim my little score pieces. So I'm gonna put the pocket together first, like layer this on the other one, and then we'll attach it to the sweater. Really no right or wrong way to do that. If you have trouble getting the backing off of your double-sided tape, you have a weeding tool from like your Cricut or Cameo. That helps. Also, inking the edges on something like this, if you don't get it lined up perfectly, you can't really tell because your edges are inked. And if you need to, you can always dab a little bit of glue into the corners to kind of hold it in place if for some reason, like me, you're not getting your glue pieces right. Now, if I had a little bit more time, I would probably be trying to get these tape pieces a little bit more accurate, but I'm kind of moving quick, so. Obviously, feel free to take as much time getting that right as you want. Back with the sweater, right? So we've got our little double pockets. You do not have to do double pockets. You can absolutely just do one or the other. Your little card, it will fit down in there. You can put ribbon on that to make it easier to pull that in and out. Do that and get a little piece of ribbon. I don't have any really skinny ribbon. I've had a couple orders for these kits, so I've been putting them together. So I have all my Christmas ribbons sitting here. Now I'm going to punch the hole in the back, right? And this. I'm going to have the loop going on the back of the card. This is why I like grow grain ribbon for this stuff as opposed to satin and other things. Just works better. And then you can tie that in a knot from there if you want to. I'm not going to trim anything down just yet. We're going to leave it all the way it is, and then when I get everything put together, then I'll trim stuff down to see kind of how I want it. Okay, so then we've got these that you can make like double layered tags like this. So again, we're going to use packing through this. And again, you can write on these if you've got stamps. You can stamp the sentiment on these. You can put stickers on these. These would actually be really cute for an office Christmas party if you have a millennial Christmas party. If you have one of those mini Polaroids with the printer, and then you could have people to get their pictures and then attach them to the tags. It could be a little favor. Or if you're giving it as a gift and you want to print off little pictures of you and whoever you're gifting this to and attach them to these little tags, that would be really cute. do that, and I'm going to get another piece of ribbon. And again, I'm not color coordinating the ribbon here because we're going for ugly Christmas sweater, so I kind of want it to not coordinate, right? This here. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this the more traditional way. I'm just tie it because I cut a little bit of a smaller piece. That, and those are going to go in this back pocket, maybe. First, I'm just going to kind of maneuver. Wow. Working for me even with the score tape. I have to kind of go in and work it with my fingers a little bit to get this stuff to stick out. Thinner score tape. We will be editing this part out for the YouTube video. Part of it is just paper, right? Like, I mean, this is really good paper. It's kind of stiff. There we go. Other thing you can do with this too. So we're going to do this. Put this back in there where he was. This. And here, that. And two. Just do one of these. If I was patient enough with the glue, I could probably get that to work. I'm just not patient enough to let it dry. There we go. Okay, so we got that in there. And you can also use the littler one in there. Right. Like that. And then what I want to do is I'm gonna grab there's none of that in there. And I do have this. So I think putting some actual what am I talking about? The actual like snow stuff on that would be really cute. I'm actually gonna go grab some of that because I want to see what it looks like. I'll be right back. I should have thought about that sooner, y'all. I'm sorry. Polyfill. That's what it is. Okay. So we're going to take glue. And now, the actual buffalo snow stuff might work better because it's white. polyfill like is clear. Yeah, this is too thick. So maybe a cotton ball. We'll have to see if I can trim this. I might be able to trim this down once it clears. Okay, we're not going to do that, but you all get the point, right? Now I do have diamond dust, which might hurt. But we are going to take this wired ribbon. Let's see if I can do that. No, that's not going to work. I need to find the rickrack. That wired ribbon might work. If I have enough patience to sit with it, which right this very second I don't. No. Somewhere in this mess of ribbon, I have some red white for both. Of the ribbon with the little pom poms on it, because it was in my Christmas, all the Christmas ribbon I bought last year. Let's see. Yellow. And yellow. Oh, there's white. Yeah. Yellow might be fine. So the white is in with my fall stuff. Well, the ribbon has become a mood. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It has. Not like any of you can understand what that So I have this jar that I use to mix Epsom salts and diamond dust together. I'm just wondering if I can wrap this green. On the bottom, so you don't hide like the. Oh, if you had stickles, if you had red and green stickles, if you had red and green stickles, you could go over it with that. Put this on the bottom so that I don't hide the design, right? Put that on the bottom like that, and then put that on each of the sleeves. And I'm also wondering about taking this green and wrapping it, because this is wired, right? Taking this green unit around. Because, you know, more is more here. Right? It's an ugly Christmas sweater. More is more. Put it around this. Of course, I'm losing all the little pieces now. It's not even in between those two. It's really not great. Okay, we're going to do it and see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, just make another one. Alright, there's that. Set it up for a moment. I'm going to have to hold that in place for a minute or so. 7, probably about 5 minutes. Next meeting starts in 7 minutes, so a couple of minutes for some level of transition. Like this would be a place where the dip dry would be. Not a lot for the glue to adhere to here. So a little bit of work to hold that down might need. So, extra dab of glue here on the end. If it'll just stay in place, I trust that it will dry and cure. I just need to give it, and then I can add more glue where I need it. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. And then I could add little ones there, and then this is going to be a huge mess. But we're going to do it anyway. Put glue there. Get into my jar. Some salt and diamond dust, and I'm going to do this over the jar. Right. So that we can get the excess back into. I don't know how well you all can see that in the thing. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, Epsom salt works. I like the diamond dust because it gives that little extra shimmer. So the two mixed together, I really like. And it's funny, I hate glitter. But I do like this. Now, I just wish I could figure out what the hell to do about that. I wonder if I could put something down the sides of the sweater. Maybe if I get some red stickles. Because, man, that's cute. And I've gone and done and messed it up. I mean, I can make it. Alright, so there's that. And then, you don't have to do this, but you can. I'm going to take and punch a hole in the neck of the sweater, right? And then we're going to add into this easily. I cannot because it's not fully open. Actually, no, that's going to come out. Oh, look. All that digging. Look, red rickrack right there. I'm going to open this one. I'm going to need to get more Christmas ribbon. I can already tell you. Alright. So I'm going to take this. That's fine. This is what I measure, especially on the ribbon. You need a good 8 inches at least on your ribbon, in my opinion, to really be able to get a good loop. Now, you do end up very often needing to trim it down. This is glittery, kind of stiff. Not the easiest to work with to do what I'm trying to do here, but I think it will be worth it. I can get it to come through without ripping the tag. I'm folding the ribbon as I go here. There we go. That. Right. I'm going to try to turn it a little bit so you can twist in front, and then you can always tie that. You could also make this so that it hangs. So I could have, I'm not taking this out. Later I'm like, I could have put this through, tied a knot in the back, and had a loop so that it hangs somewhere. And I mean, actually, the shirt says hot mess. So to be perfectly honest, that might actually fit. So this red rickrack, right, would be really cute. But I actually think I'm going to look for some red and green stickles and go over those in the stickles. And then, you could do some more stuff on the back here with the stickles, or I could take some glue and some diamond dust, on the back. Or even I could take some of this and put it on the back here around the folder. So just so much that you can do with that. Okay, perfect. Thank you all so much for being my little guinea pigs with this. I appreciate it. This might be the last time you actually see me for the rest of the week. I'll be posting pictures from Hobnob. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go live. So maybe we'll see. So if you need anything from me, let me know. If you're local and coming to Hobnob, please stop by and say hi. I would love that very much. And I will put a link to this in the group, and that holiday promo only runs through Sunday. That's it. I will talk to you later. Bye.